Hi there, this is Kevin with RogueDeckBuilder.com here with match number 5 in the preliminary PTQ with Soul Sisters. We are playing up against Ulrich, who is one of the 3 undefeateds. So, yeah. And this is a killer hand. This is a perfect hand. This is what you want to see with Soul Sisters. 2 lands, a Auric Champion, a Soul Attendant, and a Johnny's Pridemate. Very, very aggressive hand. A Path to Exile in it. We're going to keep this baby. And we do lose our first die roll, I believe. I believe that this is the first time not going first, which is so huge in Modern right now. Almost wish that they could come up with a different system, but I don't know how they'd make that fair or not. On just a 3-game or a three-game match, it gives the player that gets to go first such an advantage. Anywho, see what we're up against. This is where it gets scary with the 4-0 decks. You see a lot of very, very competent players, especially on MTGO. I would say the MTGO is 10 times harder than Paper Magic. Even at my local Utah has quite a competitive scene. It's still a lot harder. There is no like free wins on MTGO. You have to earn every one of your wins, and you got to see that. I did get a free win versus a matchup against Mono Red, but even that deck, that player was exceptional. And I don't think he made any like major play mistakes that you tend to see in Paper Magic at the preliminary PTQ level. All right, so Polluted Delta for our Steam Vents looks like it could be a Grixis Delver again. I have one of the most amazing hands versus Grixis Delver. And he starts off with a pretty ideal hand because he can go for a second turn Tasigur, but I do have the Path to Exile for that. So we're rematching one of the matchups we lost against. It was very close both games. We were just a card away on both the matches we lost, or games we lost, and the one we won, we just blew them out. So, on the pier will be nice. We'll just lead off with a Soul Attendant, and then pass the turn. I'm sure he does not like to see a Soul Attendant. And if he does tap that blue for Young Pyromancer, we get to stick an Auric Champion, which is just brutal. It's going to be very hard for him to come back from this. He's going to gain me a lot of life. I get a stick at Johnny's Pridemate. He's even in worse shape. Every spell he casts is going to gain me 2 life and put out an irrelevant 1/1 red token. So I'm sure like a Tasigur or an Angler will come down, but we did draw that second Path to Exile, which is going to be very good. If he Thought Seizes me here, it's okay. It's going to be a Thought Scour himself. Jeez, it's not letting me do... There we go. Triggers are weird. Sometimes it's not letting me yield triggers on my opponent's turn. And he finds worthless cards in the graveyard, so he actually likes that. And now he can Tasigur for sure. Which, again, Tasigur is not the greatest card. I will get rid of it immediately. Do you know what? Sticking a Pridemate actually seems better. I would ideally like to draw into a land. But we'll just stick a Pridemate. Because it's huge. And then pass the turn. Unfortunately, we did not hit that land drop to get rid of Tasigur, but Tasigur at this point can't get... Well, now it can get him some advantage. That he terminates the Pridemate. And I think it just start attacking it with Elementals and Tasigur, and then at least getting in there for 1. At this point, we'll play another Attendant, which means we can take hits for our entire life. And then pass the turn. He'll run out of cards eventually. I mean, Tasigur does give him good card advantage. And Electrolyze, I think I'll use this moment to Path to Exile the Tasigur. That does hurt, the Electrolyze. But that does give me 3 more life and tokens that cannot do anything against the champion. But this does put me in a lot worse shape. That is the bane of my existence. That card is just insanely good against Soul Sisters. But again, the champion is just holding down the fort. And oh wow, that's a great card. Can't spell snare it. It is a 6/6. He needs to find a terminate, like a Snapcaster terminate. And I have the other Path to Exile for another Tasigur. But he has the terminate, which is very annoying. And still decides not to attack in with anything. So we'll just keep playing stuff. And eventually I'll draw into lands, but unfortunately what's going to happen is I'm probably going to draw into a string of lands. But we'll just continue to grind him out. Wishing I would have had that Rest in Peace in the sideboard now. It was a last minute cut for Mana Tithe. He's going to bolt off a Soul Attendant. And Snapcaster Serum Visions. So now the Snapcaster is going to allow him to get... Is he going to Electrolyze me? Is that what he decided to do? No, Serum Vision's okay. And at this point, you just got to start thinking the elemental tokens are empty the Warrens, right? And start attacking in. Well, there's a Plains. We'll try to land a spec. Most likely going to get Mana Leaked. He has two mana open. No, it hits. That's awesome. See if he electrolyzes. Thoughtscars himself again. He's really going to be low on resources, down to half his deck. And a Delver, which I can path. And 2 cards still in his hand. Windburst Heights is very powerful. These are all terrible, though. And I guess we'll attempt to honor, see if he gets spell snared. No, it hits, so this is really good for us. Attacking with 2 of them. And he'll bolt off 1. And then take 2. So see if his Delver flips. I don't think I care. I have 48 life. It does flip off a Taxing Probe. You'll see the Path to Exile. And I'm actually glad to get rid of this guy. There's 1 Delver out of the way. There is a Plains that will allow us to Ranger. And that hits. That is so clutch that hits. Which is going to go get us 2 Sarah's Ascendants. Which I don't know if he can come back from. So in with the Spirit. And he's down to an 11. And he scoops. He can't deal with the Sarah's Ascendant. So game 1 goes to us. We do have to worry about, again, engineered explosives. This is a rough... I think we learned our lesson last time, and Secure the Waste were not very good against young Pyromancer tokens. I'm going to take them all out. I'm going to bring in Return the Ranks and take out the Archangel Thune and bring in the Core Firewalker and the Wrath of God and the last Arctic Champion. And then we can take out... He's using so many Electrolyzes. We can take out the Martyr. And... no, I probably want all the paths. He does have to win with damage, and the cards that actually do the best against me are going to be Tasigur and the Angler. So Pridemates with Terminate end up not being the greatest, but they outclass everything. I'm going to get rid of a Ghost Quarter as usual, and maybe a Spectral Processions, but or maybe just one Soul Attendant. Yeah, I think that's the right play. We're a little bit high on those, but they're good. I kind of want this Archangel Thune, but last time it just got stuck in our hand, and it wasn't really like Archangel did much, especially against a Terminate. We keep an Arc Champion hand. That's the name of the game. It's the best card versus him. I'd hate to see a first turn Delver. He now knows what's going on, though, with the Gitaxian Probe. So he needs to keep up a Spell Snare for the Arc Champion. So if he does keep out a blue, I might just not even run it into it. I'd hate to see a first turn Delver. No first turn Delver. We'll Windburst Heights. Always nice when you can use a Windburst Heights. It doesn't hurt you. It's going to be Honor the Pure. And then ship it. So again, if he taps out for something here, that is pretty much a signal that we can just run out the Arc Champion. Again, it's a pretty good time to run Burn, because Burn's... Oh, wow. Yep, we can run it out. And now he's got to have an answer for it. So, I'm actually going to bait out an Honor. See if he gets Spell Surge or Mana Leaked. Because we have a backup one, and it does not. So... that worked out pretty well. See if this one gets Mana Leaked. I actually think I can attack in with the Champion. And he's going to bolt off the Attendant, but that allows me to still gain 2. And... there's a bolt out of the way for the Pridemate. And he's down to a 15. It's not like he's got the best life total ever. Especially with every spell costing him a life. Now, this is going to give him more information, but with him missing a land drop, he's in a very, very bad shape. This is incredible that 2 Grixis... Delvers were undefeated, though. The deck is real. The deck is tearing it up on MTGO. It's very consistent. Tasigur actually feels like a Treasure Cruise, and then Angler feels like a Goyf. So there's the Tasigur. This allows us to hit a Spectral Processions, which is really good. And he's leaving that up for a Spell Snare, so we don't bring in the Pridemate. Well, all we do here... oh, that's even better. We just drop a Ranger. Which can go get a Soul Warden and a Soul Attendant, actually, is how I'm going to do it. And then I am actually just going to leave back my Arc Champion. And, yep, he's got to respect it. So I am worried about a Snapcaster, but I can path it. And I think that's actually, well, maybe it's not worth it. Yeah, it is worth it. He's down to a 9. And we'll Soul Warden. Play another one. And he scoops. Whew! So we got our revenge on Grixis Delver. That's how this deck is supposed to work. It's supposed to be locked out by Auric Champion. We are now 4-1. That should solidify us into the top 8. I needed this. I've been so close to top 8s in PPTQs each time. We might have to play another round, but you know, we're in really, really, really good shape. Let's just go over to the details because he was an undefeated guy. This Ulrich, which he was a 4-1. The guy above us looks like he lost. So that should keep us above the number 6. And the 2 last undefeated, one of them's actually going to be defeated. So I don't know if it'll actually go to another round. If it chooses how many rounds are going to be before the tournament, because there's 43 players, I believe, in this one. So it's an 8-man tournament for 8 people, a 3-round tournament for 8, a 4-round tournament for 16 or less, and then 5 rounds for 32. So we're just right above 32. And that was round number 5. I might need to grind out one more match. We've already played one of the undefeated. We've already played, if he does go undefeated, the DMIK, then, I mean, we have just an amazing, amazing win percentage here. Let's see some of our other guys. Venom is tied 1-1. We've played against him. Again, the DIMK is still up in the air. Let's see where Sum is at. Sum actually just won. He's a 4-1. The Death Shadows deck is 4-1. That's crazy. Must be a good metagame call. And Kazel is also up 1-0 against Lyserek. So if we go to top 8, I actually might just see all my opponents in there again. Like Kazel and Sum0364 and DMIK and even the last guy that I played, the Ulrich. That could be, and me, that could be 5 of the top 8 slots that I've already played. We've had the hardest route. So Soul Sisters had a very tough route to get here. Yeah. And I think we did it. So maybe there'll be one more round. We shouldn't catch our chickens before they hatch. I'm going to go calm down. I'm pretty much... I'm so out of competitive shape here that this is exciting for me when these things used to be just so meh. And this is only preliminary. I understand that. I still have to play in the if I even win this, then I get to play in the PTQ. And then, yeah. But I'm liking really, really liking my odds if 5 of the decks that I've beat are going to go in the top 8 with me, or 4 of the decks, and one that I feel like that I had the advantage over. And all of those decks, Burn's not going to be in it, but Abzan, the 2 Delvers, and Death Shadow, I do feel like I have the advantage over. Anyway, this has been Kevin with RogueDeckBuilder.com. Thanks for watching.